to help enable PL to have a good time. And they've found some nice little pickoffs here and there, like, you know, Underlord getting this Atos, being able to find the Luna. But by and large, you see Crimson, AC, Greaves bought between these two heroes. They're all just enabling Yadro to have an insane game.
Yeah. The big thing that they did in the draft was win their lanes.
Yeah.
And that allowed them to be these big bodies in which can just protect Yatoro, as they're going to take both Tormentors here. And I think that's where the game can start to get out of control if one team gets both Tormentors. Because then all of a sudden, you just have a huge advantage of gold, 2.8k gold going your way. So basically 3k gold just from the Tormentor Agony shards. Both supports now with a free shard.
Look at this. IG, they want to see if they can sneak in something before Spirit can get here, and I think they're going to get it.
Oh yeah, for sure. They get the This is nice. It'll help them. Who do you give the Aegis? Is it Emo or Dust? Alright. I think Dust is probably the correct choice. If he dies right away in the fight or gets doomed, there's no hope here.
Yeah. Man.
But, yeah.
Not looking great, though, for IG.
But they got something, right? I mean, 16,000 gold at 24 minutes is probably the most extreme thing I've seen so far on this patch. Which is not good to add on top of the fact they're counterpicked here.
Right.
But Team Spirit are crazy. They might end up in the fountain. And
true.
that'll either end up in Yatoro getting a rampage again, or potentially the comeback for IG. But one thing we know for sure is Yatoro will be in the fountain this game.
Absolutely. Well, and that's one reason that I wouldn't mind seeing Emo try and just build his shard himself on the Kunkka. I think finding those like sort of displacement mechanics feels like it's a decent answer. He does have the Silver Edge completed, which is going to be
no
good
other way
against
he's
Laurel.
going to get that shard unless he buys it himself.
Oh, man. Well, Zhang Yu in some trouble, but PYW, the good ulti down, trying to burn through these heroes. Laurel in some trouble. Emo there does turn into the Silver Edge thing, and look at this. This damage is out. Oh, can they find anybody else? They drop down the boat. It's not quite going to be enough there. Now Collapse finds the Doom immediately onto Kunkka. Yadaro beating into him too. He's muted. He is gone. Storm. I mean, PYW did a lot in this fight, but it's not going to be enough, and everybody is just going to fall. That's the Aegis to boot. Triple kill for Yadaro, getting an ultra kill outside of the fountain. He might get a rampage when he goes back into the fountain, but 19k and now running down lanes.
Do you keep playing if you're IG? I didn't
nope.
think so. I was like, what hope do you have after that? Like, why have they not called it? So
yeah,
there we go.
Damn. Okay. Well, I was wrong that Emo was going to do something. See, here's the thing. I wasn't really wrong, because I said that he was going to do something crazy, and then they were going to win. He did something normal. Emo needs to do crazy things on normal heroes or normal things on crazy heroes, and that's where he gets success.
Okay.
But it didn't happen. Spirit
let him know. Yeah, that was a hard outdraft. It wasn't the first time they ran that strat. They lost again with it. To me, it's kind of showing that they had their ideas of going into this tournament, and they're going to stick to them.
Okay.
Even though they're not working. At what point do you want to change it up? That's the real question. And does making a change make a difference? Because your best stuff isn't working, so if you try something that you're worse at, is that going to be any better for you? Potentially not. So I think IG just isn't a world of trouble right now. 0-7 right now. Team Spirit, however, saving grace. They've tied every series.
Right.
So they could continue that trend here. But if Spirit were to win this one, they get a nice 2-0, which I think they have really been wanting if they want to get that upper bracket dream alive.
Yeah, I think that's the key, is if they can close this second game out, it's going to be solid. But this is also when IG are at their most dangerous. Emo gets tilted and like first picks himself Storm. And then things start to look a little bit better. That game, though, I'm looking at some of these damage numbers. Visage, lowest damage in the game except for Maposhka. PYW on the Monkey King almost had the most damage on his team. And I think a lot of that was almost just that last fight. he was kind of all over the place. He was looking good, but I don't know, man.
I mean, Visage was trying his best, but at the end of the day, he's playing versus a Crimson Guard and the Underlord in that last fight. The Enchantress did the most damage in that last fight, killing the Underlord. One of the reasons why the hero's so strong right now, but they kind of just got crushed in the lanes, got outdrafted. Hopefully in this next game, we don't see this strategy again, or if we do see it, I want to see Peel for sure banned. But I don't even know if that'll make a difference. Just stop running Luna with the Visage. It's like nerfed. It's literally a nerf strat. Can we pick something that is potentially better in this patch instead of old strats that are worse now? That's just what I want. I want to see something innovative, not old, and something that could cater to the patch.
And Crimson has also been buffed, right? So the biggest counter to the strategy that has been nerfed is also worse. Who knows though? You know, maybe they'll go in there, read the patch, and be like, "Oh, guys, right? That's what's been going on. We've been messing this up."
I mean, they're 0-7 right now, so I'm sure the morale is low and things are going to be difficult for them. But backs against the wall right now. They need to show their teeth here, and they need to do it now because I don't think they have any other opportunity.
Well, we'll see if they can make it happen. Game number 2 right around the corner. Our final game for the day. Let's head to the break, and then we'll get into it.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Hello and welcome back, you people out there. We're taking a look at another match. It is our final game of the night. Fear, we did see a little bit of an uninspiring game from IG. Spirit still looking good. They kind of maybe got a little bit over exuberant at certain points in the game and went a little bit divey. They went a little bit like taking weird fights. But in the end, they kind of felt like they were in control the entire time. What are you hoping to see in game number 2?
I mean, have you ever played a game like that where you just feel like the opponent deserves nothing?
Yeah,
how the game went, and
that's
kind of what Spirit were doing that game. Like, you guys deserve nothing, and then they got punished a little bit for it. But what I want from game number 2 is I want mainly IG to pick something new.
Okay.
Pick something that had... I mean, they went for little auras. I think the problem I had with their previous drafts is they wouldn't pick auras. They just all be a little bit selfish. As we can see that in the PYW Monkey King here, too. He's really just playing for himself. But at least they made up with that with some Visage. Throw Luna in the dumpster.
Okay.
And leave it there. Don't pick this hero.
Why not?
And especially don't pick it with Visage.
Okay.
But, I mean, it just doesn't look good from when they play. It's just, simply put, it just doesn't look good for them. What does look good for them is when Emo gets a little bit crazy, maybe they build a bit more auras so they can team fight a bit more. Find something that works for them.
Okay.
Which they haven't found yet, as they haven't won a single map yet, but maybe that's where you should start. As far as Team Spirit goes, it's just consistency with this team. Like, they look really good sometimes, and other moments they might make a couple derpy plays here and there, but if they can work on the consistency, this team is a team that has a lot of potential to just be at the top, maybe even top 3 finishes, but they really got to clean up. That's janitor duty. They got to clean up a lot of issues that they have in their micro gameplay mistakes.
To me, it feels like it's an issue that's very common amongst some of these top teams, which is that they can kind of play with some of the best of them, but like you said, when it comes to like a couple of those matches against some of the lower skilled teams or teams that are on a little bit of the lower end of the spectrum, they don't play up to the competition as much. They kind of play down to their competition a little bit, which is, you know, not the worst thing in the world, but it's something that you want to at least be able to like play with the best of them, which they definitely can do. We'll see if they can close out the game, because this would be the type of match that you would hope they just come out with the 2-0. And I do believe that, you know, once we get done looking at the ultra kills and just complete and total domination coming out from Team Spirit that we should be ready to hop into the draft pretty quickly here and get it underway.
I liked Laurel's hero this game. I remember watching him on BetBoom and thinking he was a super talented up-and-coming player, and he was playing Dawnbreaker mid.
Oh.
At the current point in time. And it's kind of these kind of wonky, you don't expect to see mid very often type of heroes.
Right.
He seems to really excel at these. His Underlord, that game, his game impact has been one of the highest I've seen in a very long time from him, compared to, let's say, like when he was playing Void Spirit or heroes of these type of nature. Not that he can't play them, but just seeing impact on Laurel makes me smile.
Okay.
Whenever he can like have a lot of impact, and he had a lot of impact on that Underlord that game, tons of impact, and I want to see that more from him. Whatever hero that he feels comfortable with, I think Spirit should just draft for him.
Okay.
Maybe give him a last pick. I don't care. Like, he got last pick that game. He clearly has the hero pool to be a last pick player. Sometimes you have a player who just only plays 5 heroes, and you just first pick them all every game, and it's fine. He performs. But then you got the type of player who can pull something out no matter what, even the first lot of bans, to find a way to win the lane. He seems like that type of guy to me.
Okay. I like that, and I think that this is the type of game where you could try that, or they just want to do more of the same. IG, they do decide to take
the Imputus, and it kind of takes away that option to play around that creep. And plus, it's a lot of magical burst damage, which Enchantress does not enjoy playing against.
Oh, speaking of which, magical burst damage.
Yeah.
Dude, QIQX is going to be so sad this game.
Maybe. I hope not, because like the thing of why this intro is first picked all the time, even into counters, you should theoretically still be strong.
Okay.
But these are good responses to the Enchantress nonetheless. It's one of those things where if you step out of position just a little bit on the Enchantress, you're dead. But if you have perfect positioning, and you're
tiny recently, it's been like a lot of these other roaming 4s instead.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why Tiny just fell off entirely. I'm gonna check real quick. The patch notes, did Tiny, did any changes happen? Oh, Tree Grab cooldown is up a lot, I see.
Yeah.
And Toss cooldown is up a lot. Okay, I see why people stop picking Tiny.
Okay.
Bonus armor on Grow. Oh, it was increased. Bonus damage increased. So it looks like what Valve is trying to do here is slowly transition Tiny back into a carry. He'll be there soon. Just
Okay.
wait. He's getting more damage and armor, but he's losing cooldown on Tree Grab in the early levels and Toss cooldown in the early levels too. So just some nerfs to Tiny are just making people a little bit shy to pick him.
Fair. Well, it's going to be Team Spirit picking out of this next phase too, so likely looking for a Maposhka hero to then put the Impetus back on IG to choose their core first, their next core first.
The Impetus, you say, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, so you're going to be picking out of the gate here for Spirit, right? Just go ahead and show your 4/5.
I think
probably your 5, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think that they take Maposhka's hero. And then
he can't play Disruptor again, so he's going to have to play something new. What would that be?
I mean, Bane was the old thing that he would go to all the time.
Bane and CM.
I feel like, I mean, no matter what, I feel like gonna look weird. Maybe he picks like Undying or something, and just tries to like, beat the crap out of people.
Yeah, give him a little more team fight as well. What type of heroes would I want to play here? Yeah, I think I don't want to play Undying.
Okay.
It looks quite good. You already have the Frostbite that can deal with the Void Spirit, so Lockdown, Primal's got Lockdown too. Added a little bit of heals and auras with Undying. Get the Tombstone in there. Looks good. But the choice is his, ultimately. Maybe he's got something cooking.
Are they thinking about just taking PL right now? Like, honestly, I'm wondering.
So paranoid about PL. Oh my gosh.
Like,
I'm gonna take it.
I mean, I don't know. Okay, they go global.
Okay. I think you could take PL there. But the meta hasn't evolved to the point where the hero has escalated to a point where you need to pick him that early. It might get there. And that's just kind of how metas go. It's like, how far are you willing to push a hero?
Right.
Normally, you'll last pick it and be like, nah, we'll do it here. Oh, no, we'll first phase it. And the other team's like, oh, wow, this team's willing to first phase it, and then I'm banning it. So it comes down to, like, how do you want to show your cards right now? Do they think PLSAT busted?
I'm just thinking back to last series when we watched Team Spirit play against OG, and OG third picked their PL, and then it was Spirit losing to that. They lost to third pick PL. So I was wondering if they were worried about IG taking it, but apparently they're not going to do that. They're instead going to go for this Sven. You had mentioned Sven the other day that you kind of liked it to some extent.
In a different circumstance.
Yeah, like why Sven? Is this going to be a support Sven?
It's really hard to say. I mean, it got some decent buffs. Great Cleave now gives you strength, which is something a lot of people don't notice. It gives you 2, 4, 6, 8 strength just by skilling Cleave. So it makes you a bit tankier. They also increase the damage of Stormbolt, or they decreased, I'm sorry, making the support a little worse. But overall, this hero is still the same hero. Sure, you have a little more strength, which is great and all, but what is the appeal of it this game? Primal Beast, with this new patch, pierces debuff immunity with Pulverize. I would not want to play Sven into that, not one bit. The game I saw it in, the lane was good. You're playing versus a hero where the cleave could be useful. None of that really applies in this game here. So Sven is Sven, though. You can always win a game with this hero if everything goes well.
Okay.
And that's not great either for Sven. The Depth Shroud, the Shard, stopping you from being able to burst anyone, super annoying.
Well, a impressive draft so far for Team Spirit. You've got great initiation. You can cover that initiation with Silencer. When Global comes out, I mean, it feels pretty bad for IG. What are they going to round out their draft with? What a weird game. Ooh, do they take a Darkseer?
They need an offlaner. Darkseer is Darkseer versus Slark.
So it
Not
can
the
go
best,
both ways. It depends. If you can get some early kills, it can be really good. Surge is pretty annoying to deal with Slark because you can get on the other side before he can pounce away, and then you like cut him off, and he's slow and feels terrible.
Iron Shell does a lot of damage through the Shadow Dance. Only thing that you don't utilize very much is going to be the wall.
Right.
Not very good wall game, but his other, I mean, it's with Sven too, so the lane should be fine. You're mainly playing around the vacuum, I suppose, and the ion shells, which could be really good versus Slark. I don't hate it. I think it could work, and I think Darkseer this patch is incredibly good as well, so would not be sad to see that. And especially if you lane it with Undying or something. I mean, IG has really, they're going all in on the laning stage. They got an Enchantress and Undying, some of the two strongest zero stun lane dominating supports in the game. So I think they really do need to double down here and just go for a snowball game, because this Sven, he's gonna farm fast no matter what. This is what he does, but he falls off eventually at some point in the game as these items come on. Primal Beast is gonna lock him down like crazy. He's gonna need a Lincoln Sphere probably because of this interaction, so he's gonna need a lot of items. He's gonna need to hit a timing, and more than anything, I think Enchantress / Undying are gonna have to scale with them here. It's a playable draft for sure by IG, much better than last game, but it's still a little bit scary.
Well, they have 15 seconds left to make that choice. I've been playing a ton of it. I love Darkseer, but I think that they're probably going to go a different route. Yeah, they go the Bloodseeker. So the matchup against Slark, does this mean we're going to get off-lane Sven? Is Dusk going to play Bloodseeker?
I would rather play Bloodseeker offlane than offlane Sven versus Slark.
Okay, fair enough.
Because as a Sven offlane, it doesn't seem like a matchup that you particularly like.
Yeah.
But as a Bloodseeker, I don't know if it should be better to some degree. Especially if you have an Undying or Inch in your lane. I'd probably want Inch in my lane most likely, just spamming the impetuses on him.
Okay.
Over and over. But Undying wouldn't be bad either. You just, Undying doesn't reduce your health by that much, it just lowers it. So you're not going to get a lot of thirst move speed with an Undying in your lane. Plus, I think Silencer might bully him a bit. So this is, yet again, out of the box IG, for sure.
Whoa.
And we're going to have a Queen of Pain to try and punish the Void Spirit mid here.
Interesting. Okay. It is going to be the off-lane Bloodseeker like you're talking about. And Laurel playing on a Queen of Pain against Emo in the mid lane. Is this going to be what they need to take this game on Spirit for their first 2-0 of this group stage? It would be a big win for them. This would be a huge win for IG if they could do it, because I think they are on the verge of being eliminated from the tournament. It's
for sure.
Pretty damn close, if not almost guaranteed. But, you know, anything could happen. Who's to say? We'll see.
Anything can happen. That is Dota in a nutshell.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Team Spirit's draft's a little weird. They have, the only stun they have is Primal Beast.
Yes, that's their only, like, stun, but they got the Frostbite. They have, like, the Pounce as well for lockdown. I think Void Spirit really does not enjoy playing versus Frostbite. It's a really long, one of the longer disables, so he can't use any of his spells in it. Well, he can use his Q and his E, but he has no maneuverability. He can't escape. So it should be enough. They got the global silence too. And Luposha is going to be playing the CM, and it's going to be a 4 silencer with the Primal Beast here. So a little bit of a switcheroo here on the heroes. And I think that is mainly because potentially they see, like, PY. I guess they don't get a see in the draft anymore. You don't get to see who picks what. So they just kind of knew that this Enchantress would be playing into the POS 4 position, and they want the CM to just follow the inch. That's the game plan.
Yeah, and I mean, it's going to be easier to do that now because you're also dealing with, like, you know, lane swaps through the gate and things like that, right? So we're getting into this game number 2, our final game of the night. Spirit facing off against IG. As we pop into this game, will Spirit be able to finish this one off? PYW already starting with his blood grenades. Ready for blood, ready to kill.
Yep, blood grenades are quite a good item in this patch. A lot of burst damage with the slow that gets some more right clicks off. A lot of kills, and this is part of the reason why you're seeing a lot of bloodbaths too. It's because of blood grenades. They're making kills happen that otherwise theoretically couldn't have happened in the last patch because of not only the bonus damage, was it 125 damage nuke or something on top of a slow? Quite good.
Yeah, kind of insane what that item allows you to do. Make kills happen that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. Ooh, interesting wards. Just that one place down in the mid while Mapushka and Collapse are heading over. And gonna rejoin the rest of their team.
They're going to the high ground.
QYQX.
You're not ready if you're IG.
Team Spirit, they see him. They see QYQX right now, so they know that the Undying's over here. They're gonna bring in numbers.
But he doesn't see him. Slark Night Vision.
Yep, and Laurel there for the body blocks, waiting for the rest of the crew to come on in and give Laurel a first blood. See if they do decide to do just that. Nope, Yaro's gonna take
mine.
it. What in the hell? Unbelievable.
I would take that too. Why not? You already have an advantageous mid matchup. Give me the first blood. I got counterpicked, Yatoro says. I deserve this.
Fair.
But yeah, I think right there is just demonstrated the power of Slark, and I think Yatoro's doing a really good job abusing his hero in a lot of ways. Just getting that night vision. He saw the Undying because of that night vision, but Undying didn't see him, so they were able to make that wraparound.
Yeah, it was very solid. Good little pick there. As Laurel trading some hits with Emo. And you mentioned that this is supposed to be the lane that Laurel kind of unloads onto him in and should be able to do quite well against, yeah?
Oh yeah, this is definitely Quap favored matchup here. Just gonna keep spamming the Scream of Pain and right-clicking him. And it's not a fun time, most likely.
Oh. Emo, at least for now, making good use of that early level start that he has, but taking some punishment. And the other thing about that at least for a little bit. Laurel needs to be careful. He doesn't give too much of this Bloodseeker movement speed away. Because he's able to, once he gets that thirst points up, do pretty well. As Collapse dies on the bottom side. QIQX just brings him down. Maposhka now in some trouble up top as they try and run at him. Find it for another kill. So
Blood Grenade is so good for Bloodseeker.
yeah.
I mean, it is named a Blood Grenade, and he's a Bloodseeker, of course, but like just that little bit of amount of slow can set up the Blood Rights quite easily. Of course, they made this item with Bloodseeker in mind, making sure it's good for him.
Oh, totally.
The lore's got a matchup.
Big lore fan. Laurel gets his bottle delivered. Oh my god, Laurel mid. Got brought very low. Well, there's also a battle going on up top. He almost went under tower by Emo there. And up top again. PYW, very, very low. Trading hits continuously. And will be able to survive the burst coming from Maposhka, who still is sitting on 3 mangoes ready to battle. Down bottom, more battles coming out. They throw down the tombstone. Decay is there. Mira in some trouble. They try and kill the zombies that are on him, and they will be able to do just that. But yet again, look who's very fast and swift right now. It is the Bloodseeker.
He's benefiting a lot from this move speed, being able to maneuver and get these CS without feeling threatened. Near impossible for Yatoro to land a pounce on the movement speed of this Bloodseeker at this point. So the lanes are going well. You pick to win your lanes. You're winning your lanes. Things are looking good. This mid lane matchup isn't as bad as it could be. Emo holding his own here, but a lot could change, and this matchup does get slowly but surely worse.
For Emo, you're saying as mid? Oh my god. Laurel has to blink away. They maintain vision. Oh man. He's getting handled a little bit. Emo's taking him to task.
Yep. That can happen. But it shouldn't. But it can. And it is. You pick this pop to punish the mid lane. It's not really working out that way. I'm already like psychoanalyzing Laurel a lot when I watch him play, and like I'm starting to realize seeing this Underlord and Dawnbreaker seems to be really good on heroes that are big and tanky. But when he plays like these high mobility squishy heroes, he gets himself into a lot of trouble.
Right.
And I was like keeping my eye on how he played the early laning stage. Before he got his bottle, he was like at 10% health and 10% mana. Really, really low. Maybe not like managing his resources the best possible way, or just perhaps he just likes taking damage as a player. He's a bit aggressive. Doesn't work out on some heroes.
Well, speaking of taking damage,
oh, what an impetus!
That was a lot thrown back at Yatoro, and well, it's a blood. Oh my god, Maposhka. See him able to block with the big body there. Keeps him out of harm's way.
But still not able to hit creeps as he loses his courier too.
Yeah.
They're out of region on this top lane. So maybe you saved Yatoro for now, but he's definitely going to be in a bit of danger. As Inch left the lane, maybe they can make something happen. He's too fast.
I mean, yeah, the entire rest of the team is like sitting at kind of low HP except for bottom. I guess that's just Laurel. Laurel's just been hurting, and him sitting at low HP is really bad for this top lane. Yatoro's level 3. It's not great.
And the worst part is just he has the lowest CS of all the cores right now. It's not a huge difference.
Collapse, turns, tombstone, down, pops the war cry. Mira kills off that tombstone.
He's got a stun. Why did he stop?
Not going for it.
Well, doesn't go for it.
Maposhka up top while Mira and them are battling. Looks like he's going to be fine, so instead it's going to be maybe a kill onto both of them.
Oh, they're both dead.
They do both fall. Collapse. I mean, this is just Primal Beast in a nutshell. And Vanguard done. It's an impossible kill to try and get down bottom now.
Oh yeah, he's definitely impossible without a rotation. And you're playing against a lane that you got that one Sven stun. That's your only stun to stop the trample here. And he's going to be ticking into close to level 6 and a couple more waves. It's going to be scary. Dust is only level 4. So he's going to grab a Lotus for himself as well.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Lotus Orb. I was like, what?
No, the
Yeah.
healing Lotus.
Speaking
A lot of
of,
Lotuses in Dota nowadays.
True. It's the anime. That's what does it. Dust?
He has no stun. It's on cooldown.
Yeah, that's just the key to run in. So as soon as he uses the stun, they chase him out. And, I mean, he just TP'd here. He just stit in his lane.
If I were him right now, I would be hitting up the jungle.
Yeah.
Lane was fun. Either come gank my lane emo, or I am AFK for 15 minutes in the jungle, which isn't great either, to be totally honest with you.
No, it's not.
He's not a happy camper.
This is very rough for Dust, and I mean with Trample at the ready, he can't afford to use a stun, but you know maybe Collapse just walks at him anyways, starts punching him.
So I'm going to continue my theory craft on Laurel here. The
Okay.
games he owned, right?
Yeah.
Because he's not doing so hot in mid lane. He's losing the Void Spirit in a matchup he shouldn't be losing. His Viper, tanky hero, looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Underlord looked amazing.
Up top. Rupture.
TP out, that was close though. So what I'm getting at is IG's saving grace right now is the fact this Bloodseeker is doing so well right now.
Yeah.
And the fact that Emo, he's got a game. He's playing into a matchup where he probably shouldn't have the greatest game, but he's got a good game here. So as bad as the Sven's game is right now, they still have a hope just because the other cores on IG are performing pretty well right now.
Okay. I like it. Emo needs to be careful to not get caught there. Sonic Wave is at the ready, but they've already lost the Tombstone Man himself. Zombie goes down. Laurel went for the blink in, but Emo able to get out of harm's way.
And he's TPing in right into Laurel right now. He's dead.
What? Wait, what?
He wanted the bottom shield rune, so he TP'd to the tier 1. And then
I
just
can't
gets
believe that
Sonic
just
waved in the
happened.
face.
I can't believe that just happened.
It's emo. Can you really not believe it?
Okay, you're right. I believe it. I'm surprised it didn't happen earlier. This collapse is gonna go at QIQX. Yeah, that guy, he has no fear. The unfortunate thing is that fear is a biological response meant to tell us when there is danger nearby. And he was not born with that.
He is not a biological creature.
No, Yadoro gonna go down. They kill off PYW in exchange. Laurel trying to stand tall in this matchup, and Zhang Yu just forced to run away.
Good rotation. Laurel, just like that. I don't know, like, who to credit that to, Laurel or to Emo.
Right.
But it is what it is at this point. Emo now shrunk down to the bottom of the net worth after having such a good start. Not the end of the world. He can always find a comeback. Maybe make rotation, and this is the beginning of it right now in the top lane.
Let's see if they can make it happen. Mira already dead. PYW gets hit. Couple more tats. Laurel does have blink back up in 2 seconds. Does he want to go in on him? Oh, Emo. He's fine. Yeah, so they back out. Blink away.
A little bit of exchange of blows. Both boss fours go down.
Yeah. You know, have you ever gotten into like rock climbing or anything like that?
No, not yet. But
Okay.
I heard a lot of people are getting into that.
There's this guy named Alex Arnold, as we're gonna see QIQX die, and they found out that he does free soloing, which means climbing without a rope. And they studied his brain, and they found out he was born without a pituitary gland or something that made it so he didn't experience fear in the same way. And it
Okay.
allowed him to do these amazing magical things in the world, which is, you know, climb this crazy mountain. But it also meant that, you know, he put himself in danger all the time. That's what I think about Emo. And,
Right.
you know, these amazing plays that he can make like this, taking down Collapse, just goes in, not a care in the world. Or
He's
Collapse
out.
just walks away. He's going to be fine. And then also you have the TPs in towards mid. And now there's a rupture up top. Laurel getting gone on. Blinks away. Got the blink trick fine. And Maposhka, oh, with the big ulti. Tries to get him, but it's not quite enough. Everybody's so freaking low, but they don't quite have the damage to get the kill. Sonic Wave from far. Not going to do it. Oh! No, they got him.
You got him.
After he missed the Sonic Wave, he blinked and got the scream.
Just it's like flushing a rat out of its hiding place, you know? Just screaming to get him out, and then gets him. Yeah, the thing about
you scream at rats. Get out!
You don't do that?
Yeah, I don't really.
Oh, okay.
Shoot him.
Try to shoot him from America. Shoot him up. But yeah, I think right now, what was I gonna say? The situation of the game right now, Collapse being ultra farmed with the drums, hasn't been attended to, whatever, but that's not what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say, I've never seen a player make Midas as much as Yatoro.
Yeah.
This man makes a Midas, I feel like, whenever he has any reason to. I miss 2 CS, I'm tilted. I'm making a Midas. Oh, I got free farm. I'm making a Midas.
Exactly.
I see a Midas on this guy so much.
Oh, I see a global silence coming out. Mira trying to save himself. Zhang Yu running away and manages to get a little bit of separation. Laurel still caught by that rupture. Emo, they blink away on Laurel, keeping him alive. Now with 2 dead, can they kill off Yatoro? It doesn't look like it. Collapse, he's
Big
found
boy
PYW.
Collapse is here.
They're making these fights work very well on the side of Team Spirit. As a little juke to the side, PYW sprinking out of trouble.
He's still dead.
Get enough of the trample.
Big dinosaur, man.
Too
Trample
strong.
you down. What's scarier than that? A dinosaur trampling, running faster than you.
I mean,
Can't think of one.
two.
Two of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that scarier though? Because at that point, like, you just stand still and admit defeat. But if
All
there's
right.
one, at least you try to make it out.
Yeah. Maybe they'll fight each other. Then you're saved. I mean, Collapse is enormous
Some
this
real,
game.
Some real Jurassic Park shit right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Alright, what is the build? Alright, go ahead.
well, I'm just saying, IG, they're sort of got, like, up top, 2 heroes farming the same wave. It feels like there's some questions about what they need to do at this point in the game. What do you think IG need to make happen now? It's a 3K gold already for Spirit.
Play defensively. You've picked 2 carries. Bloodseeker and Sven. Bloodseeker's going Maelstrom. He's literally playing like a carry. So fighting is not going to be hard. So play defensive, bait them into spots they don't want to be.
Well,
Unlucky.
Laurel has not taken that much damage from Rupture this game. His blinks have been on point with that little movement trick beforehand.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Yatoro sitting pretty with his Midas. They go in onto QIQX, miss the blood right. Now Emo thinks that he can fight. He definitely can't. He definitely is going to die here as the silence finish off comes out, and 5 heroes mid from Team Spirit. They take the kills. They're going to get the tower. They are running away with this.
Collapse is such a good player. Every game I see him, he's always top net worth, first pick. Exactly what you want from, like, at least one of your players. If you can have a player who can first pick their hero and still have this type of performance consistently, he's something special, that's for sure. This team owes a lot to his performances for their wins. He's owning.
Absolutely. Oh man, those stacks. Juicy stacks to return to.
For who?
For Spirit.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's just so many camps on the map, I don't know where to look for the stacks.
Right.
I'm looking bottom, I'm looking to the right side. Like, where are the stacks? The Ancients, I guess. There's just so many camps now. It's so hard to keep track of.
Well, they will break this Maposhka ulti in just a moment, but... Oh no.
Oh, he don't
no! He is ruptured a little bit longer, but getting out of trouble. And the slow from Maposhka, they're just waddling away. Able to get out of it harm's
Who does
way.
that?
Oh, God. And now Maposhka, he finally dies.
Collapse was literally ruptured, and he just onslaughted into them,
Yeah.
got a kill, and then walked away while ruptured the entire time.
I mean, he is a big boy. He has got 2,000 HP. He does not care about your feeble rupture. It's only level 1 rupture, too. So...
I mean, it still does good damage. It's a mind state, too. Most people are like, oh, I'm ruptured. I'm going to stand still. He just played his hero to the absolute limit there to get that kill.
Nice connection here. They find Emo again and Collapse at, what, 5% HP, secures the kill with the Pulverize. Maybe they thought he went home, but Collapse is not going home. He has a Perseverance and a Dream, and now he's got an Octarine Core.
Why this item?
I mean, spell life... Oh, no, the cooldown reduction, right? Surely, it's good. I don't know.
How do you build this again? It requires Perseverance, Soul Booster, Recipe.
Goodbye, Bloodseeker. And Yatoro down bottom, still regenning. He has Diffusal Blade Midas. Just happy as can be.
Because I thought people would stop buying Octarine Core just because you lost the Aetherlands, which was part of why it was so OP. But it gives you a lot of... I mean, I don't know what I said. Did I say HP cast range on Aetherlands made Octarine really good? But now it gives you a lot. Holy shit, it actually gives you a lot of HP and mana. 625 health?
Yeah.
That is so much.
It's kind of crazy, the value you get. And I mean, again, the build-up of being able to go, like, Arcane Boots early, although it looks like Primal went for phase anyways. But yeah, it's some good value there. It's Yatoro.
Don't worry, he went back for Tranquil.
Yeah, building up stats. Tries to TP out. Dust is there. Oh, Yatoro, what have you done? Oh, that is a nice chunk of change for the fellas.
And one here.
Mira also going to drop suddenly. IG find a sign of life.
Why is it that, like, we watch these teams, right? And it's always the same player doing the same thing every game. Like, they're crushing, they're owning, then all of a sudden Yatoro, like his peel in the last game, is behind the tier 2 and dies. Similar story here on his Slark here. I think Yatoro is going through an arc right now where he's just trying to push his limits to the absolute max. And he's getting a bit punished for it. And it generally comes out in these games where he probably feels like he can't lose, even if he does make a mistake.
Right.
Or if he does manage to pull off, which I think in this situation it was just making space. He's going to push him in even a further ahead position by forcing Hero's bottom while getting out, making space. But I think right now if you just want to win the game, you follow Collapse, you play around him, he's the big boy of this game, and you get kills on the map.
Okay. Well, I would certainly like to see them do just that. I mean, there is still definitely some strength that you can see as this game gets later. We've seen what Sven can do, and he's getting farmed. Already has that Echo Saber completed with the Mask of Madness. Some pretty solid damage. But he's definitely going to need something else like a DD rune or something to really, you know, amp him up to the highest degree possible.
Yeah, or they just need to find a good initiation, but seeing initiation Collapse yet again, trampling down the poor deer in the forest there. Not even the forest, just on the road. More like a vehicle at this point.
True. Okay. Smoke up. Who do they find? Laurel's there. Spotted him for a moment while down bottom. It is going to be Emo dead. So this smoke connection, it's well,
the pushback?
I don't know if this is going to work. Oh my god, they just
oh,
a little
no.
Oh jeez. Oh
and
man,
the Bloodseeker, he's trying his best.
Owned him. Maposhka owned them.
It was a combination of both of them. Laurel used his ultimate to push back the Sven, to buy that little extra time from Maposhka to get there. Nothing is working for IG right now. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. That it feels as if they're so disconnected, and Emo getting caught right before the fight was supposed to happen. Just a little bit early, and Team Spirit dotting their I's, crossing their T's, making sure that they give nothing to this IG lineup except for the free kill by Slark underneath the tier 2. But we don't think about that anymore.
Yeah, that's a long distant memory. Yatoro's doing what he does best now. Farming it up with the Midas, securing the late game.
There it is. Speaking of securing, About some tormentors, yeah.
That's the thing about the Tormentors. I'm still trying to get a read on them. They're just positioned so inconveniently on the map.
Right.
It's like, do you want to go back and get your supports a shard?
Right.
Or do you want to keep killing heroes on the map?
Although, as Collapse is not taking...
what a global.
Oh, man. Okay, that was the jump from Emo, so that won't do anything there. And they might be able to pressure this tier 2. Maybe they just take the Radiant Shrine, though. You know? Or Radiant Outpost. Radiant Tormentor. I just went through all of them.
You went through everything.
Yeah.
This
They
game
take
has
their
to
Ancient.
offer.
Why
Just
don't
take
they
everything.
take their Ancient? Kill the Ancient. That's what you're supposed to do. Stun. They find
true.
Miposhka. Yadoro is nearby. Laurel gets caught. Sonic Wave out onto 2. Thought about the rupture. Mira TP's away. Yadoro back in. Finding Emo. Emo now going to get beaten to death. Ibai is back. Wants to get into this fight. Can they get Collapse out of here? The Onslaught, the runaway, stunned.
No way he
And a
loses. There's no
very
way. Okay,
fast
he's gone.
Bloodseeker. Make sure that they can shut him down. Now finding Yadoro. Trades hits. Blood right out. Tries to slow. Won't do it.
They
A
forced a
decent
buy
fight?
out of Emo.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
So Emo bought back there, thinking there would be more of a fight, but he is not going to get that fight as you back out. You get Collapse, though. That's all you got in that fight. It's not the worst thing. It's okay. We've got a lot of ground you still need to make up in this game, though. One little kill there with the buyback isn't going to help you too much as you're also losing your Undying in the middle lane. Let's see who else might go down to this.
Got him. Looks like PYW. Links away from the Remnant. Emo, he is found. They throw out the silence. Blood right. Now catching Emo. Oh, Blink chasing. Wanting to go Sonic Wave dead. Triple kill for Yadoro. And now Silencer is ahead of Emo in the net worth.
If you play enough Dota, you can start to understand, like, mannerisms of certain players in certain situations. And Emo, he did the thing where he was about to die. He knew he was going to die, so he just stopped moving his hero. And for me, I know exactly what that means. And then shortly after, he gives the double chat line of haha to
What does it
teammates.
mean?
What that means, it means I'm done. That's what that means. It means I'm done.
Poor Emo. It happens to the best of us. It's been a rough tournament for them. And this game, they tried something different, and it's not over yet by any stretch of the imagination, but the dieback for the Void Spirit. IG, collectively, they're going to take their Tormentor together. And Shard, oh my god, they get the end Shard.
More split push capabilities.
Yeah.
So, like, the Shard for me is more so about getting 2 creeps than it is about the Little Friends.
Oh,
Little Friends
absolutely.
is complete garbage right now.
Just
'Cause
unbind
the
it.
Zoo, yeah, sure, you might as well. I've been playing a lot of Ench, and I don't even use that spell. It doesn't even come across my mind half the time.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
There's no more, like, Brood in the game. There's no more
Radiant's bottom tower
Lycan, no more Beast, or when Beast is picked, he goes for the Ags build.
Vision. Down. Dust on the low ground. QIQX. They break their smoke. Yadoro there finds the ward, takes away the ward. Now, they are resetting. Onslaught in towards mid, kills the creep wave. And IG, their smoke, not
Collapse
getting what
says,
they want.
please back, guys. I want my Lincoln Sphere, as he's going to the opposite side to go farm it up.
Yeah.
It's a Chad move right there. A lot of people just stay around when they're close to their items, but he just calls it off, just onslaughts the hell out of there. Wait for me.
Guys, I'm strong. Wait for me. Scan is going to connect. They are thinking there might be somebody over there. Collapse just gets out of harm's way. There wasn't even a smoke move coming over his direction. And yeah, back to
Lincoln's
farming
online.
for IG. Completely in the driver's seat for Team Spirit.
So Collapse has 2 boots and 2 circular items. Very symmetrical looking item build.
Like it. Charge. Finds him. Waits for the vision. Doesn't get it. Jump forward. Dust. Gets one, Maposhka dead. Oh, the pushback. Not able to make anything happen. Actually whiffs both heroes with this ulti from Laurel. Can they take down Collapse? Trying to bring him in. Onslaught, get away, and dead on Zhang Yu. He dies, Dust dies. Emo trying to get away, but GG called in the midst of the fight. He was very, very done. And he DCs.
You can tell by player mannerisms every single time. If you
Yeah.
play enough pubs. And from that moment there on, I knew he was ready to get out of this game.
Zhang Yu not looking happy in that little team camera there from what I could see. It's a tough time, you know. This team, it's definitely been a struggle for them. And granted, on the one hand, I think that there's something to be said for like going to a major, getting better, and for this team in particular, like they were on the verge of being eliminated from Div 1. They were almost a Div 2 team, and they were able to pull it together in the last couple of weeks. So I think that there's sort of a good part to being here, that they can maybe come back with some more strength in Tour 3. But it's looking really rough for them. But for Team Spirit, they managed to get the 2-0 finally.
Yeah, they got their 2-0. They should have got the 2-0 in this series. IG looking undoubtedly one of the weakest teams in this Group B, right? So it's something they needed, for sure. This is not a team you wanted to draw against. They didn't do it. Only uphill for Team Spirit. The trajectory is going up. It's not flatlining, which is really good to see. For Team IG here, I don't know. It feels like they have an identity crisis, and most of the time you can't fix this without a roster change. They got 2 mid laners. What can you do?
They have 2 mid laners, then they had an off laner that game that wanted to be a carry.
I mean,
Yeah.
After 7 losses, you just pull anything out. I've been there. You lose enough, you're like, at some point you don't really care and you just play for some fun.
Yeah, true. Well, I don't know if they're having a ton of fun in that game, but that is going to end it for today. I imagine that we're going to be one of the